As I went out by Hunley town one evening for to feed, I met with Bogie O'Carney, and with him I did agree to care for his two best horses, or cart, or barrow, or plough, or anything about farm work that I very well should know. And Bogie had a daughter, her name was Isabel. She's the lily of the valley and the primrose of the dell. When she went out walking, she took me for her guide down by the buried old Carney, for to watch the small fish glide. And when 3 months were past and gone, the girl had lost her bloom, and the red fell from her rosy cheeks, and her eyes began to swoon. And when 9 months were past and gone, she brought to me a son, and I was straight sent for to see what could be done. I said that I would marry her, but oh, that would they do? You're no match for my bonny wee girl, and she's no match for you. Now she's married to a tinker lad who comes frae Hunley town. He sells pots and pans and paraffin lamps, and he scours the country round. Maybe she's had a better match, oh Bogie, can they tell? Farewell, ye lads o' Hunley town, and to Bogie's bonny Belle. It was early in the spring. The birds did whistle and sweetly sing, changing their notes from tree to tree, and the song they sang was Old Ireland Free. It was early in the night. The yeoman Calvary gave me a fright. The yeoman Calvary was my downfall, and I was taken by Lord Cornwall. It was in the coach house where I was laid, and in the parlour where I was tried. My sentence passed and my courage low, as to Dungannon I was forced to go. As I was going up Wexford Street, my own first cousin I chanced to meet. My own first cousin did me betray, and for 1 bare guinea swore my life away. As I was passing my father's door, my brother William stood in the door. My aged father stood there before, and my own dear mother, her hair she tore. As I was going up Wexwood Hill, who would blame me to cry my fill? I looked behind and I looked before, and my own dear mother I'll see no more. As I was standing on the scaffold high, my own dear father was standing nigh. My own dear father did me deny, and the name he gave me was the Croppy Boy. It was in Dungannon this young man died. In Dungannon his body was laid. Now all good people that do pass by, spare a tear for the Croppy Boy.
Sunset sang a song for Ireland. Dreaming in the night, I saw land where no one has to fight. Waking in your dawn, I saw you crying in the morning light, lying where the falcons fly. They twist and turn all in your blue sky, living on your western shore. Saw summer sunsets, asked for more. I stood by your Atlantic sea, and I sang a song for Ireland.
I've been a wild rover for many the year, and I spent all my money on whiskey and beer. But now I'm returning with gold in great store, and I never will play the wild rover no more. And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, nay, never, no more. I went to an alehouse I used to frequent, and I told the landlady my money was spent. I asked her for credit, she answered me nay. Such a custom like yours I could have any day. And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, nay, never, no more. I took from my pocket 10 sovereigns bright, and the landlady's eyes opened wide with delight. She said, I have whiskey and wines of the best, and the words that I spoke sure are only in jest. And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, nay, never, no more. I'll go home to my parents, confess what I've done, and I'll ask them to pardon their prodigal son. And if they caress me as oft times before, I never will play the wild rover no more. And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, they never, no more. In the days I went a-courtin', I was never tired resorting to the alehouse or the playhouse, or many a house besides. I told my brother Seamus I'd go off and go right famous, and before I'd return again, I'd roam the world wide. So goodbye, Muirshin Durkin, I'm sick and tired of working. No more I'll dig the Brady's, no longer I'll be fooled. As sure as me name Carney, I'll go off to California, where instead of digging Brady's, I'll be digging lumps of gold. I've courted girls in Blarney, in Kenturkin and Killarney, in Passage and in Queenstown, that is the Cobb of Cork. So goodbye to all this pleasure, for I'm going to take me leisure, and the next time you will hear from me will be a letter from New York. So goodbye, Muirshin Durkin, I'm sick and tired of working. No more I'll dig the Brady's, no longer I'll be fooled. As sure as me name Carney, I'll go off to California, where instead of digging Brady's, I'll be digging lumps of gold. Goodbye to all the boys at home, I'm sailing far across the foam to try to make me a fortune in far America. There's gold and money plenty for the poor and for the gentry, and when I come back again, I never more shall stray. So goodbye, Muirshin Durkin, I'm sick and tired of working. No more I'll dig the Brady's, no longer I'll be fooled. As sure as me name's Carney, I'll go off to California, where instead of digging Brady's, I'll be digging lumps of gold.
Of another man's wine, bride, she did sit at the head of the table. Very well she knew to whom the song did belong. She sat and she heard, she could stand it no longer, and at the feet of the bridegroom she fell. Sobbing and sighing, she rose from the table. Sobbing and sighing, she ran to her bed. And in the morning the bridegroom awakened. He turned to embrace her and found she was dead. Molly, dear Molly, I knew you never loved me. My love and your love could never agree, for I knew all along that your poor heart was breaking, all for the sake of a foreign young man. Now I must wear a frock of deep mourning, a frock of deep mourning, of 1, 2, and 3. At your wake I must wear my own wedding garment. Ne'er again shall I come between the bird and the tree.
Oh, I wish in vain. I wish I was a young man again. But a young man again I can never be, until apples grow on an ivy tree. Oh, love is pleasing, and love is teasing, and love's a pleasure when first it is new. But as love grows older, at length grows colder, and fades away like the morning dew. I left my mother, I left my father, I left my brother and my sisters too. I left my home and my kind relations. I left them all for the love of you. Oh, love is pleasing and love is teasing, and love's a pleasure when first it is new. But as love grows older, at length grows colder, and fades away like the morning dew. Oh, if I'd have known before I courted that love had been such a killing crime, I'd have locked my heart in a box of gold and tied it up with a silver twine. Oh, love and water makes a young man older, and love and whiskey makes him old and gray. And what cannot be cured love must be endured love. And now I'm bound for America. First of my courtships that was ever made known, I straight made my way to the county Tyrone, where among the fair maids they used me well there, and they called me the stranger, the Rambler from Clare. 'Twas then I enlisted in the town of Fairmine, but with so many masters I could not comply. I deserted next morning, the truth I declare, and for Limerick I started, the Rambler from Clare. I was captured and taken to the town of Grandhale. Then off to headquarters, I had to go there. And in the black hole lay the Rambler from Clare. I took off my hat and I made a low bow, in hopes that the Colonel would pardon me now. The pardon he gave me was hard and so clear. 'Twas bind him, confine him for 99 years. My poor innocent mother got a woeful surprise, and my loving brother, his shouts reached the skies. Brave boys, said my father, your arms now prepare, and bring me my darling, the Rambler from Clare. 'Twas then we assembled in harmonious throng. With our guns on our shoulders, we were 5,000 strong. The firing began with the boys in the rear, and we broke the jail doors down and took the Rambler from Clare. Now I've got the title of a united man. I cannot stay home in my own native land, so it's off to America. I must go there and leave all my friends in the sweet county Clare. Town one morning last July, from a boring green came a sweet Colleen, and she smiled as she passed me by. She looked so sweet from her two bare feet to the sheen of her nut brown hair. Such a coaxing elf, sure I shook myself for to see I was really there. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the sweet Colleen that I met in the county town. As she onward sped, sure I scratched my head and I looked with a feeling rare. And I says I to a passer-by, who's the maid with the nut brown hair? He smiled at me and he says he, that's the gem of Ireland's crown. It's Rosie McCann from the banks of the Bann, she's a star of the county town. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the sweet Colleen that I met in the county down. At the harvest fair she'll be surely there, and I'll dress in my Sunday clothes, with my shoes shone bright and my hat cocked right for a smile from a nut brown rose. No pipe I'll smoke, no horse I'll yoke, till my plow turns a rust-colored brown, till a smiling bride by my own fireside sits a star of the county down. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the sweet Colleen that I met in the county down. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the sweet Colleen that I met in the county town.
when the angel woos the clay, he'll lose his wings at the dawn of day.
Well, my bad shit was made here last night to a girl I'd neither love nor like. But I'll take my own advice and leave her behind and go roaming the wild woods over. Walked up and I walked down. I walked Cork and Dublin and Belfast towns, but no equal to my true love I could find. She's the wee lass that's left my heart broken. I got up 2 hours before day, and I got a letter from my true love, and I heard the blackbird and the linnet say that my love had crossed the ocean. Down in the willow garden, where me and my love did meet, as we sat there a-courting, my love fell off to sleep. I had a bottle of burgundy wine, my love she did not know. And so I poisoned that dear little girl on the banks below. I drew a saber through her, it was a bloody night. I threw her in the river, which was a dreadful sight. My father often told me money would set me free if I would murder that dear little girl whose name was Rose Connolly. My father sits at his cabin door, wiping his tears tonight, for his only son soon shall walk to yonder scaffold high. My race is run beneath the sun, the scaffold now waits for me. For I did murder that dear little girl whose name was Rose Connolly. Sisters went walking side by side, oh, the wind and rain. One pushed the other in the water so wide, and she cried along with the wind and rain. She floated on down to the miller's mill pond, oh, the wind and rain. She floated on down to the miller's mill pond, and she cried along with the wind and rain. Miller fished her out with his long hook and line, oh, the wind and rain. The miller fished her out with his long hook and line, and he cried along with the wind and rain. Fiddle strings from her long curly hair, oh, the wind and rain. He made fiddle strings from her long curly hair, and he cried along with the wind and rain. He made fiddle pegs from her little finger bones, oh, the wind and rain. He made fiddle pegs from her little finger bones, and he cried along with the wind and rain. But the only tune the fiddle would play was all the wind and rain. The only tune the fiddle would play was when she cried along with the wind and rain. Sisters went walking side by side, oh, the wind and rain. One pushed the other in the water so wide, and she cried along with the wind and rain. She cried along with the wind and rain.
There are red lines of marching The pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the leaves are falling. 'Tis you must go and I must bide. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, oh, when the valley's hushed and white with snow. It's I'll be there in the sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, I love you so. And when you come and all the leaves are dying, if I am dead as dead I well may be, you'll come and find the place where I am lying. You kneel and say an Ave there for me, and I shall hear the soft dew tread above me, and all my grief will warmer, sweeter be, and you will bend and tell me that you love me, and I shall sleep in peace until you come to me.
I wish I was in Carrickfergus only 4 nights in Ballygrand. I would swim over the deepest ocean, the deepest ocean, to be by your side. But the sea is wide and I can't swim over, and neither have I wings to fly. I wish I could find me a handy boatman to ferry me over to my love and die. My childhood days bring back sad reflections of happy days so long ago. My boyhood friends and my own relations have all passed on like the melting snow. So I'll spend my days in endless roving. Soft is the grass and my bed is free. Oh, to be home now in Carrickfergus, on the long road down to the salty sea. And in Kilkelly it is reported on marble stone there, as black as ink, with gold and silver, I did support her. But I'll sing no more now till I get a drink. I'm drunk today, but then I'm seldom sober. A handsome rover from town to town. But I'm sick now, and my days are numbered. Come all ye young men and lay me down.
The pale moon was rising above the green mountain. The sun was declining beneath the blue sea, when I strayed with my love to the pure crystal fountain that stands in the beautiful vale of Tralee. She was lovely and fair as the rose of the summer, yet was not her beauty alone that won me. Oh no, 'twas the truth in her eyes ever dawning that made me love Mary, the Rose of Tralee. The cool shades of evening their mantles were spreading, and Mary, all smiling, was listening to me. The moon through the valley her pale rays was shedding, when I won the heart of the Rose of Tralee. Though lovely and fair as the rose of the summer, it was not her beauty alone that won me. Oh no, 'twas the truth in her eyes ever dawning that made me love Mary, the Rose of Tralee.
Come all you young rebels, enlist while I sing. The love of one's country is a terrible thing. It banishes fear with the speed of a flame, and it makes you all part of the Patriot Game. My name is O'Hanlon, I've just gone 16. My home is in Monaghan, and there I was weaned. I was taught all my life, cruel England to blame, and now I'm a part of the Patriot Game. 'Tis barely 2 years since I wandered away with the local battalion of the bold IRA. I've read of our heroes and I wanted the same, for to play out my part in the Patriot Game. This Ireland of ours has for long been half free. 6 counties are under John Bull's tyranny, and most of our leaders are greatly to blame for shirking their part in the Patriot Game. They told of old Connolly was shot in his chair. The wounds from his battle are bleeding and bare. His fine body twisted, all battered and lame, and they soon made me part of the Patriot Game. And now I am dying, my body all old. I think of those traitors who bargained and sold. I'm sorry my rifle has not done the same to the traitors who sold out the Patriot Game.
Kilkelly, Ireland, 1860, my dear and loving son John. Your good friend, the schoolmaster Pat McNamara, so good as to write these words down. Your brothers have all gone to find work in England. The house is so empty and sad. Crop of potatoes is sorely infected, a third to half of them bad. And your sister Bridget and Patrick O'Donnell are going to get married in June. Mother says not to get work on the railroad, and be sure to come on home as soon. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1870, my dear and loving son John. Hello to your missus and to your 4 children. May they grow healthy and strong. Michael has got in a wee bit of trouble. It seems he never will learn. Because of the dampness, there's no turf to speak of, and we have nothing to burn. And Bridget quite as happy you named a child for her. You know she's got 6 of her own. You say you found work, but you don't say what kind. And when will you be coming home? Kilkelly, Ireland, 18 and 80. Dear Michael and John, my sons, I'm sorry to give you the very sad news that your dear old mother passed on. We buried her down at the church in Kilkelly. Your brothers and Bridget were there. You don't have to worry, she died very quickly. Remember her in your prayers. And it's so good to hear that Michael's returning with money he's sure to buy land. The crop has been poor and the people are selling at any price that they can. Kilkelly, Ireland, 18 and 90. My dear and loving son John, I guess that I now must be close on to 80, and it's 30 years since you've gone. Because of all of the money you've sent me, I'm still living out on my own. Michael has built himself a fine house, and Bridget's daughters are grown. Thank you for sending your family picture. They're lovely young women and men. You say that you might even come for a visit. What joy to see you again. Kilkelly, Ireland, 18 and 92. My dear brother John, I'm sorry that I didn't write any sooner to tell you that father passed on. He was living with Bridget. She says he was cheerful and healthy right down to the end. You should have seen him playing with the grandchildren of Pat McNamara, your friend. And we buried him alongside of mother down at the Kilkelly churchyard. He was a strong and a feisty old man, considering his life was so hard. And it's funny the way he kept talking about you. He called for you at the end. Oh, why don't you think about coming to visit? We'd all love to see you again.